when we are talking about being in a state of trance in terms of manifesting everything that you desire, you know that inspired action does not come from a thought process. Inspired action occurs when you are in the moment and your physical vessel and your thoughts and your psyche just maneuver on over to where you might not normally go. The best way to actually receive inspired action is by being in a state of trance. The phrase animus corpore abstractus in Latin just literally means to be in a state of trance. It is saying that the soul's focus is not on the physical vessel. It is looking elsewhere. So the physical vessel is being guided naturally by the soul. There's no conscious thought to it. It's just flowing because the soul's energy is just being in the moment, but it's not focusing the energy on what's going on in the 3D. So the 3D eyes essentially just go on autopilot. It's literally like when you put on the automatic pilot in a fucking airplane or a car, whatever, I don't know what's even called in a car. Cruise control? Is that it? I don't know. Whatever. You ain't touching nothing in the goddamn vehicle. Your two eyes is effectively shut off. They might go to sleep. It is now you're being guided by the third eye, which is not going to seem like you're being guided at all because this is inspired action. When you are in a state of trance, you are focused away from the physical vessel and what's going on in the 3D. One can be in a state of trance, such as I am in now, and be perfectly functioning and aware of what's going on in 3D, but my focus is not there. So I do know that there are lights around me. I know that I am holding my phone, but my focus is not here. My focus is on you. That is being in a state of trance, because in this moment I might be inspired to say silly kangaroo, and then it's out of my fucking mouth. Now, if I was not in a state of trance, I might have thought about it because my focus would be on the 3D, hence the thoughts and the emotions would be more real and solid. Then I might think to myself, why the fuck would I say, I don't even remember what I said, silver kangaroo, if that's what it was. I would be like, no, that might sound silly. That's what I said, silly kangaroo. I might be like, that sounds silly. Why am I going to say that when I'm talking about being in a trance? But the inspired action of it, as I am sitting here in a motherfucking trance, is like, that's the perfect example. But I'm not being conveyed that message in a thought form or an emotion. It's just my two eyes are on autopilot. I'm holding the phone, but I'm not really doing anything that is having to do with the phone because my focus is on the information that is being channeled right now and conveyed to you all. So my inspired action, or what I say, is going to flow naturally because it's being guided by the soul, because the soul is always powering the vessel in the spiritus, in the breath of life. But when someone is focused on the 3D, when the soul is not the one that's steering on autopilot, then the focus is on what is going on in the 3D. The autopilot simply means that the vessel is fine and dandy on the third dimensional plane. You could be driving a car and being in a state of trance as you're on autopilot, like you know how to pilot the car, and sometimes you're just driving and you don't realize where you even are because you're just in the flow state. That is exactly what it is, because you're elsewhere and you're piloting your car just fine because you're used to it, because you know that from your higher source, you already have the knowledge to be able to steer the vessel. So the focus is not there. The same idea applies to this when the physical vessel is being steered through the third dimensional matrix. The physical vessel already knows the process of how to function. Hold the phone here, for example, but the focus is not on the 3D because the soul's focus is piloting the entire vessel. The 3D is not trying to influence what the soul is already doing, what the soul is always doing, because you are always in a state of trance. Everyone is. It's just that the 3D monkey mind likes to get in the way because it likes to focus on what is going on in the 3D. For example, in this case, the 3D mindset might be make sure you keep the phone steady and the camera angle straight. Angle is fucking straight, I don't give a shit, because that's not what's going on right now. But that would be the 3D. And then if the 3D monkey mind is focused on something 3D, hence the phone, then they are still in a state of trance, because remember, the third eye is always motherfucking open. It's just that you're gazing with the two. So it's not in that auto drive, auto fucking cruise control. It's not in that. It's more focused on the outside, what's tangible, rather than what's going on in here. But you are always being guided. You are always in a state of trance. But the blocks, the blinders, is when the focus is on the thoughts and emotions and goings on are being really taken into account from a third dimensional perspective. The soul is always guiding you. You can be on fucking autopilot, cruise control all the time, and that is when inspired action happens. That is when you lose time, because time doesn't really exist, and the soul doesn't know time. Only the illusion of the 3D tangible knows what time is. But you are always in a state of trance.